Hi guys, welcome to episode 14 of the Liverpool Career Mode. In this career mode, we have a couple of really big games. This one here versus Aston Villa, we have a chance to win the Premier League. If we get, I think it's even a draw or a win in this game, then we have a chance to win the Premier League. So let's get straight into this Villa game and see how it goes. We're playing a pretty strong team, basically the full team. Matip at right centre back, Van Dijk at left centre back. Obviously, Robbo's still out injured, so SEMIS on the left. Then we've got Fabinho, Hendo, and I've decided to play Keita this game. As you can see, Watkins has had a couple of really easy, or not easy, but really good chances straight away. That save from Alisson was top class, and obviously hitting the bar there. So worrying signs. I forgot to say that up top we've obviously got Mane on the left, Salah on the right, and this time we've gone with Firmino instead of Jota. Speak of the man, Salah gets the ball down the wing, cuts it back across, and that man, Naby Keita, probably the only main change from what would be considered our strongest team on paper, or at least in like Klopp size, maybe. You could argue that Jota is perhaps overtaken Firmino this season. But Keita coming in for Thiago, and he's the man who's repaid us. He's repaid the faith that we put in him by starting him. He should definitely get a few more games now, obviously in real life and in this after the African Cup of Nations. So hopefully we can see if he can get some form. Thiago's been really good this season on in real life and on FIFA. On FIFA, he scored so many goals for us, just as they do an unbelievable bicycle kick clearance, which is slightly questionable. I mean, we see that so much on FIFA, but in real life, we barely see bicycle kick clearances. But we do manage to get the ball back with Firmino, and he tries to play through Mane, and unfortunately, Mane, his effort is saved by Martinez from Villa, of course. But what I would say is that Ollie Watkins, I was watching their game the other day, and I just thought he looks so much like Roberto Firmino, or at least the Firmino that we signed as a like when he first joined, when like he would run, be really direct, skills, hold the ball up, that sort of player. Like Watkins was that for Aston Villa. He's never been the best finisher, as you can see again there, as he misses his third chance. He's not the best finisher. Firmino's never been the best finisher. But I just thought the way he brought Ramsey, he brought Coutinho, he brought Buendia all into the play. And as you can see here, Fabinho gets an unbelievable strike there. Fabinho, who scored a lot of goals in real life this season. I think he's up to 5 or 6, which is more than he scored in his whole time at Liverpool, let alone in one season. Obviously, he's taken a few pens, but he's definitely upped his goal scoring threat. And in terms of the career mode, if we're in a situation like this before where Fabinho's the free man, I normally would try and look to pass it on to someone else. But now I'm just going to shoot that. He's definitely got the talent. But back to Watkins, yeah, the way he brought in Coutinho and Buendia into the play, like he's definitely someone who Liverpool will, I'm sure, be looking at in the future as he brings in a homegrown spot. And there we talk about the guy he would be replacing, Roberto Firmino. The ball slightly cooked over his head, and Villa get their second bicycle kick clearance of the game. But that would be the end of the game. 2-0 win away at Villa. We secure the Premier League title. We can see on screen in a sec that we have played 32 games. We've won 27 out of them, which is fantastic. We've only lost 2 games and drawn 3 the whole season. 102 goals in 32 games. That's incredible. That's over 3 goals a game. And then I think our defence is average in terms of the teams around us, so we could definitely improve in the future. Norwich, Brentford, and Southampton are the ones below, probably going down. But as you can see, this game against Brentford, we've heavily rotated once again. Jota, Origi, Salah, Ox, Thiago, Elliott. We're playing Gomez at left back, Kanate at right centre back, Van Dijk and Trent, and then obviously Ali in goal. I wanted to try and make as many changes as possible. Obviously, I had to keep someone like Salah in the team because he's Salah. Like, you wouldn't take out Alisson, Van Dijk, Salah, Trent, probably Robbo if he's fit. But I wanted to rest a couple of players for the big 2 games. Obviously, I was saying at the start of the episode, we have 2 big games coming up. We've got Derby in the FA Cup semi-final, and we've got PSG in the semi-final of the Champions League. So 2 huge games. I was questioning why that's not a pen there. I don't know why. There's a couple of chances, I think, where our players just haven't gone down. As you saw on screen there, it said we've got the best away record in the Prem, and that's not surprising. We've only lost one Premier League away game, which was against Manchester City at the Etihad. And loads of teams will have lost against City at the Etihad. Like, that's not a new game to lose. Um, so, but unfortunately, in terms of this game, Alexis McAllister got a little bit of space on the right-hand side of Trent, and he's buried that. So we do go one goal down. We have been pretty good at coming back from conceding early goals or conceding goals in general. Like, our comeback game is pretty decent. This time, Oxlade-Chamberlain running the ball through. He's definitely something that we've lacked in terms of like a direct threat from midfield in terms of his pace. Like, the rest of our midfield is all quite slow, apart from maybe Ox and maybe occasionally when we play Harvey Elliott in there. Speaking of the man, he had a very good chance there. I think it's really good to have Elliott back in real life. He's obviously come off the bench in the last two games, so to have him back is really good. Scored his first goal for us in any competition the other day, and then again looked really lively against Leicester. So definitely really good to have him back. Brighton were creating a lot of chances though in this game as they go through again, and I don't know why I stuck out the leg with Van Dijk. It probably would have just been easier just to let him to score rather than concede a penalty and give away a red card. That is not Luis Suarez, the old Liverpool player. If that was what you guys were thinking, that's Matthias Suarez, another striker, but not the one you're thinking of. Playing Origi in there, he was a guy that, I thought I'd give him a chance in this game and see if he could repay the faith, but he hasn't been brilliant so far this game. And as you can see, just on the stroke of half time, Brighton are really putting pressure on. If we were to go 3-0 down now, it could be curtains for us. Ali makes a really good save off Bissouma there, and then off the corner, Gross puts a ball in, and thankfully we managed to clear the ball. But it's not the best clearance from Oxlade-Chamberlain. I don't really know what he was doing, just like heading it straight back out. But thankfully Trent manages to save him and clear the ball. We made a change at half time, taking Joe Gomez off and bringing on SEMIS, just a proper left back. Hopefully would make the defence a little bit more sound. As you can see, Elliott gets the ball into Salah, and unfortunately, when we need someone like Salah's quality to step up, he's not able to. We need that to find at least the target. Probably need that to find the far corner if we're losing 2-0 away from home. The game wasn't over. We had a really good chance here with Salah. Goes round his man. Really good save from Santos. The ball wouldn't fall in the net. Now in the 64th minute, we really needed to this time here, Oxlade-Chamberlain offering that direct threat running again, as I was speaking about earlier. Gives it wide to Jota, who I believe still the top scorer in the Premier League this season. Sanchez, that man again, he makes an unbelievable save. So it's just really infuriating at the moment. We're putting a lot of pressure on them, but especially there, Jota really had to play that ball through to Elliott, and we could have been in for a chance. But unfortunately for Brighton, we would now start to step up. As you can see, Harvey Elliott versus Lewis Dunk running down the side, and Elliott just slots it across, and that man, Diogo Jota, the top scorer in the Premier League, he's been a bit anonymous so far this game, but thankfully, when it comes time for him to step up, he absolutely does. This time here, Elliott with a great touch round his man, and he just does exactly the same again. Draws the keeper, slots in Jota, and it's another really simple goal for him. Jota with 2 simple goals, Elliott with 2 assists. I believe that's 20 goals in 29 games for Jota, which is just incredible stats. To go from potentially losing 2-0 to being 2-all, and it's wanting me to take off Jota on screen for Adeyemi. It's like, no, he's just scored 2 goals. That's not going to happen. Now with just 3 minutes plus stoppage time left to play, Brighton, they were not out of it. They were still making chances, but thankfully that was one pass too many. Trent manages to make the tackle, and it's absolute counter-attack time from here. That man, Elliott, has been really good the last sort of 15 or 20 minutes in game. Really good at picking out the right man. This time, Salah in behind. Squares it to that man. You know who it is. It's Diogo Jota. Someone said, I saw a joke on Twitter saying that Jota was born in the 6-yard box. His mum had him in the 6-yard box, which is absolutely true. He's an absolute poacher, as we saw against Leicester the other night. 2 goals inside the 6-yard box, or maybe just outside. The second one was, but that one there is just outside. Again, such a simple finish for him. A man of his quality. and he will take home the match ball. I think that might be his second hat trick of the 21 goals in 29. I think that might be his second hat trick of the season. So yeah, he's definitely challenging Firmino for that starting role. 5 shots, 3 goals. 5 shots, 3 goals. That's pretty much everything you can ask for from your striker. As you can see on screen with the stats, we were out possession, like they had more possession than us. But in terms of the stats, 6.6 xG compared to their 2 point something. So I mean, we deserve the win there. As you can see, Joe Gomez happy just to be involved in anywhere. He's happy to play left back. And then now you can see that we've got the FA Cup semi-final against Derby at Wembley and the game versus PSG at home. So 2 massive games coming up. Hopefully, with the schedule build-up, we're able to play as many rotation players in the FA Cup fixture versus Derby in order to keep our main team fresh for PSG. Hopefully, that will be okay. This is the team I've decided to go with. Minamino, Origi, and Adeyemi as our front three. Kozlowski gets his first start for the team. He's probably leaving in the summer. Jones and Keita in midfield. Milner at left back. Matip, Phillips, and Williams fill out the back four. And obviously, it's that man, Kelleher, in goal. It's our first trip to Wembley in this career mode. Let's hope that we get a good start there. We really need to get to this final against a team like Derby County. I know we're not playing as full strength as we could go. In fact, there's a lot of players that have not had a lot of minutes this season, but this is just another chance for them to prove their worth to the team. I'd much rather go in with a team like this in this sort of competition in order to give them more minutes, more experience, and see if we can get the win. As you can see early on, we get the ball with Keita. He gives the ball into Jones. And Kozlowski, the man who probably shouldn't be here for very much longer, tries to play in Origi, but Origi can't quite spin his man. He's not perhaps agile enough, unfortunately. But the ball comes back out to Kozlowski. Now, the guy actually played really well this game. It's an unbelievable cross-in edge from James Milner. And Nat Phillips, might be leaving us soon, but he's got to score that, surely. Unfortunately, it's just gone the wrong side of the post. But yeah, Kozlowski was really good this game. It's gutting we didn't sign him. I know he obviously has gone to Brighton, so we probably should be letting him go at the end of the season or in the transfer window if someone comes in for him. But as you can see there, Derby get a chance. I believe it's Ravel Morrison, the ex-Manchester United academy graduate, who scores the goal. Very unfortunate to concede that. That's literally their first shot. Wayne Rooney is obviously doing a really good job with Derby County in real life, trying to keep them afloat. But on FIFA, it appears they've got to an FA Cup semi-final, which I'm sure they would be absolutely delighted with in real life. But we were here to get more chances. This time, Adeyemi showing his pace in behind. Tries to have a shot here. I don't know, maybe I could have passed it with a through ball into Origi, but they don't always work. Sometimes they just go behind the man. So I thought I'd shoot there. Unfortunately, didn't quite go in. It's a good save from their keeper. This time Origi running down the channel. Not perhaps the best man to be running down the channel. And it's a decent ball in, but it didn't quite go to the man. Derby get a decent counter-attack. I tried to take out a guy with James Milner, but unfortunately he didn't make contact. Probably best he didn't make contact if we'd gone down to 10 men and we'd been 1 goal down. But it did mean that Derby would have 4-on-4 and they get another chance with Ravel Morrison, and they really should have taken that. If we'd gone 2-0 down, that would have been absolutely gutting. But now we're into the second half, 1-0 down. It's a good challenge there from Divock Origi, and hopefully we can get our team straight down the other end. As you can see, the floodgates really open. Minamino with the ball. Good, decent cross in. And it's that man there, Kozlowski, his first goal for the club. It's really gutting that he accidentally skipped the replay, because that was a really nice goal. But as you guys saw there, a really good header. And again, Kozlowski winning the ball back. It's going to be gutting to sell him. I know it's only 1 game that he's played in, basically. But he did play really well in this game, and it will be sad to leave him, especially as I was really excited when we were actually linked with him in real life. But a man that is staying at the club, Curtis Jones, has a great finish from him. He's got to increase his goals and assists in real life, I think, in order to become more nailed on in that position. Klopp clearly seems to like him, so that's definitely good for him. But he's got to add a bit more output, definitely. He scored a couple of good goals this season. I think he scored against Brentford with a long shot, and maybe did he score against Porto or get an assist or something? But no sooner that we went 2-1 up, we concede a second goal. Derby, you just can't. We couldn't shake them off in this game. Maybe it's because we were playing a slightly rotated side. The midfield wasn't as defensive as it normally would look. You know, we had no holding midfielder. We were playing two centre mids and a cam. But Kozlowski, that man there, he did tire pretty easily, and I did want to get on Firmino in order to just sort of like get a few more chances and hopefully win the game. This time, Adeyemi with a chance. That's that's Mo Salah-esque, that kind of opportunity. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite take it, but I might look at moving Adeyemi to a right winger because he's quite low down the pecking order in terms of striker. And as you can see here, Adeyemi, he's got pace and he's got a really good left foot, and he comes inside again here, and it's another really good chance for him. It's a good save from their keeper. But yeah, I'm considering maybe next season moving Adeyemi to a right winger. There he is off the corner there. Another chance. Like, Adeyemi definitely is everywhere in this game. I know it's championship level opponents, opposition, but still, I really like to pace him behind. I really like cutting in on that left foot, and it was basically like having a lower rated, younger Mo Salah out there. This time we get Divock Origi in, and I'm just thinking, bang it, and for some reason, I thought the chip shots was the way to go, and it absolutely wasn't. Their keeper makes a really good save. Now with only 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go, they're in behind Neco Williams again. Nat Phillips can't come over and make a tackle. And if they scored here, it probably would be game over. James Milner lunges in. I accidentally clicked the circle button, but thankfully they hit the post, and we go to extra time, which obviously isn't ideal. We've got PSG in literally only 3 days' time, so going to extra time is not good for us. But obviously I'd rather go to extra time than lose the game. It's wanting me to bring on Fabinho and Henderson. I think I eventually brought both of those guys on. I know I need them for PSG, but I needed them for this game as well. Like, getting to an FA Cup final is actually huge. And yeah, so I brought on those guys. Kelleher making really good save after save. I didn't even know where that one was going to land, but thankfully it manages to just go over the bar. Divock Origi, I put some faith in him again, but he hasn't been brilliant this game. He comes off for our local boy Clayton. This time Firmino running in behind him. Just find one guy. Adeyemi was there with him and Clayton, but he couldn't find either of them. And that's half-time extra time. Only 15 minutes left before pens. And last time we went to pens versus Leicester in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, we lost. But we get that man Adeyemi in again. And I'm just thinking, pass it left. Minamino was in, but I don't know why I shot. I wanted him to be the hero maybe. He comes in again and he has another shot. And Firmino has a shot, and it comes to this man, Clayton, and one unbelievable finish. I think that's his first goal for the club, or at least like maybe second goal. He's definitely has only played in cup competitions, and that's absolutely huge from him. It's an unbelievable volley. I don't know why he has Peter on the back of his shirt. I mean, at least he has a name. We know the glitches with youth academy players. At least he's got a name and a number. It's a great finish from him into the top right corner at Wembley on one of his first games for the club. Starts it outside the post and it comes back in, and everyone's absolutely buzzing for him, as you can imagine. 3-2 up, not too long to go, 2 minutes plus stoppage time. We now have the ball with Hendo, who isn't too tired. He hasn't used up much stamina. As you can see, a man who has used up a lot of his stamina is Adeyemi, who makes another run inside, this time with his right foot now. I think he's got maybe a 4-star weak foot on this now because it's been upgraded because of his training program. And that's a really good finish. Kills off the game from Derby County. They were really valiant. They were really brave coming at us and playing in the way that they did, creating chances rather than just like sitting back. But unfortunately, it has led to us scoring another one on the counter-attack. And yeah, that's a really good finish from Adeyemi. Definitely another consideration to me playing him on the right wing. We've got a number of strikers, the likes of Jota, the likes of Firmino. Obviously, Clayton is a youngster that can play up front, and we're going to get hopefully another striker in a couple of at some point in the window or the next window. As lucky it is that he scored that goal, Adeyemi, because they scored an absolute banger in the 120th minute or 124th minute. But that would be how the game would end. 4-3 win to us in the end. We got a bit lucky, I must say. Like, I think that conceding that many shots and that many XG against Derby. Like they had 5.2 XG. Obviously, we had a fair amount of XG, but it was lucky, I would say. They definitely had the jump on us in these games. And as you can see, incredibly, Chelsea have lost to Everton 3-1 at Wembley in the other semi-final. So that will mean that we have a Merseyside derby FA Cup final to look forward to in a future episode. But we've got to finish this episode off first. And as you can see, we've gone full strength for our match versus PSG. Salah, Mane, Jota, Thiago, Hendo, Fabinho, Simicast because of Robbo's injury, Van Dijk, Gomez, Trent and Alisson for this huge game versus PSG. And the game would start off really well. We get the ball here with Hendo, and that's an unbelievable pass from him out to Salah, and he's got a lot of gas on Sergio Ramos. He can't get anywhere near to him, and we get incredibly lucky. I'll be the first to admit that shot from Salah was probably quite tame. I don't know if it was going in or not, but it rebounds off the first guy, then it hits the second guy, and it falls somehow at the feet of Hendo, who is onside at the time that Salah took the shot. So luckily, the ball literally just falls into his path, and Navas isn't getting back to that. So we are 1-0 up. Thankfully, we got the ball here again with Salah, and we had, as I was saying, an unbelievable start to this game. Unbelievable cutback from Jota, and it's a great save there from the PSG keeper again. And again, we had Thiago in here, and Navas was on form. I don't know what their decision to play Navas over Donnarumma is, but it's absolutely working for them here. 4 shots, 2.4 or 2.6 XG. I couldn't quite see it had gone in time. But only 1 goal for us. And PSG, even though they hadn't had a shot all first half, it only took them 1 opportunity in the 58th minute. This is why against a team like PSG, you really have to take your chances, because it only takes 1 half chance for them to get back into the game. And as I said, their first shot in the whole game was a goal from Gini Wijnaldum, ex-Liverpool. I mean, it's tough to take that one, but we needed to still be on it. 68th minute here now, and that man Henderson comes across and makes a questionable challenge on Mbappe, and haven't we been here before? Messi with a free kick. This time for PSG rather than Barcelona, and thankfully it just cannons off the bar. We all remember that first leg versus Barcelona when Messi scored that unbelievable free kick. It could have jumped the wall, but I don't think it would have made much difference. This was an incredible free kick. Ali might have had it covered, but I wouldn't have wanted to know. I wouldn't have wanted to leave it to him. Thankfully, the bar was in the way. Jota here with a chance to run at the PSG defence. Hendo with the ball, and it could have been his second goal this game. Unfortunately, he drags it wide. Now in the 86th minute, I've taken off Thiago for Naby Keita, try and freshen up the midfield. But unfortunately, they managed to play a reverse pass into Koke, and unfortunately, after all of that hard work, we've ended up conceding a basically last minute, loser to goal to them. And there are the stats. 2.9 XG for us, 2.7 for them. Next episode is going to be unbelievably tight as we go into the second leg. Hopefully we can get to the final. If you guys enjoyed this episode, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.